the second session on Nectar of inspection. Today we'll try to cover the third, fourth, fifth, and impossible decision. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanyam Upishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sapadantikam Vande Aham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavansha Sri Rupam Sadhajatam Sarvana Raghunatha Pitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadhutam Parjana Siritam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sakagana Lalita Sri Vishakanavitasha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripha Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Suknavadi Paschatya Deshakarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaurathapavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Prativacharam Pandundaya taken the Parhamante Sri Kuntarim Paramananda Madhya Chaitanya Vishram The Kanchana Smrute Svindishkaram Skaram Bhave Smrute Pritam Syat Chaitanya. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So quickly we will try to review what we discussed yesterday and then we will go to today's topic. So yesterday we discussed that the first sloka and the second sloka are meant to raise the human being from animal platform and to make him a civilized human. Like the platform in which you cannot control the urges is animal platform. So human being means you should control the urges. Then he is in human platform. Then there is uncivilized human being and civilized human being. What is the difference between uncivilized human being and civilized human being? The uncivilized human being simply plans and engages in activities of destruction, which is Atyahara Prayasa Pajalpanyama Graha Janasanga Sagaryam Chashadbir Bhaktya Vinashati. So uncivilized human being, he actually engages in the activities which lead to destruction. And civilized human beings, they lead in constructive activities. So therefore, first of all, we should become a human being. Then we should become a civilized human being. That's the second requirement. So that second requirement is there in the second sloka. That try to avoid activities which are uncivilized in nature, which is hoarding. Like Prabhupada talks about modern political philosophies which are based on different types of hoarding. Like a capitalist are hoarding in one way, the communists are hoarding in the another way. And both of them are causing havoc in the modern society. Prabhupada talks about that. So Prabhupada also gives a broad hint as to how to control the urges. So Prabhupada gave different solutions how to control the urges. The urge to speak should be controlled by speaking Krishna Katha. Then the mind's urges should be controlled by engaging the mind and senses in devotional service. Then anger should be controlled. We said two things. What is that? One thing is how anger should be controlled. Satisfied. That's one thing, by being satisfied. Second is anger should be utilized in the right place, which is blasphemy of devotees and Vaishnavas. Tongue should be controlled by supplying prasadam. And then when tongue is controlled, then the belly and genitals are controlled. In order to control the belly, we should actually eat in measured manner. That's what we should do. We should not overeat. Even if it is prasadam, we should try not to overeat. And then we should cook prasadam in mode of goodness. Just because it is prasadam, we should not put the prasadam in mode of passion or mode of ignorance, put too much of spice and too much of salt and too much of oil, etc. These things should not be there. Prasadam should be cooked in mode of goodness, and if possible, it should be consumed within 3 hours of cooking, if possible. It should be consumed within 2 hours of cooking. Then you want to throw prasad, if it is there, you can keep it and eat. But in general, the understanding is that it is nice if we can consume it within 3 hours of cooking. But if it is not consumed, we can keep and eat. In general, normal food, if it is not consumed within 3 hours of cooking, it actually becomes mode of passion and then later become mode of interest. So all these things is there. And then how to control the urge for the genitals by actually engaging in sex life for Krishna. Means that we have to engage in procreational sex. So that is what we saw. And then now yesterday we also saw the 6 items which destroys our bhakti, which is atyahara, overeating or over endeavoring or over collecting. So what is the remedy for over collecting? Have a plan. That's the remedy for over collecting. Husband and wife sit and have a plan that what you want in life, how much facilities you want in life, what can satisfy you, what to do with children. There should be a plan. So that is a remedy for over collecting. And then one should not try to do things which are very difficult to obtain. We should not have goals which are very, very difficult to obtain. We should be satisfied with generally what comes on its own account. That's how we should live material life. We should not think, oh, if I don't work very hard, I will not get my quota of happiness. This is just farce, because Bhagavatam says that nobody is working for getting their quota of distress. Is anybody working like that? Anybody working that, I want to have BP in 40 years of my life. This is the aim of my life. Anybody thinking like that? Or somebody is thinking, I want to have joint pain in 60 years. That is the aim of my life. Anybody is thinking like that? No. But BP is coming, joint pain is coming, all the different miseries are coming. They are exactly coming to us only. They are not going to the neighbor. So that means if we can get our quota of bodily misery without working for it, Bhagavatam is asking question, why can't you get your quota of bodily happiness without working for it? It's very difficult for us to understand this, but Bhagavatam is asking a very logical question. Arey fellow, you are not working for your misery, but you are getting it. So your bodily misery is coming without working for it. So your bodily happiness also will come without working for it. Why can't you understand? Kalena sarvatra gabira ramasa. It says that tallabhyate dukkhavat anyata sukham. Kalena sarvatra gabira ramasa. Very beautiful sloka in Vyasa Siksha. Narada Muni tells Vyasadeva that you simply wasted time of people by asking them to work for sense gratification. So you should not have done that. Simply wasted their time. That's what he says. So therefore, one should be satisfied with whatever comes on its own accord, and whatever has to come, it will come. You get a lot of happiness even if you don't work for it. So, prayasa. So, what is the standard of prayasa? That how do we know that we are actually engaged in prayasa? What is the standard? How do we know? Suppose we are saying we should avoid prayasa. Practically, how do we know that we are engaged in prayasa? How do we understand this? Okay, now I am engaged in prayasa. How do we understand this?
If we are able to manage our sadhana without getting disturbed, then it is like regulated work. If our sadhana,
okay, this is a good measure. If we are able to manage our sadhana without getting too much tension, that means we are not doing prayasa. Yeah. What is prayas? Prayas means doing activities for getting material things which are very difficult to obtain. Like for example, I cannot obtain an island in Caribbean, but I can work for it. Correct? I can say that the aim of my life is to buy an island in Caribbean, because people are buying. No? People are buying an island in Caribbean. It's not that they are not buying. So some people have so much money they can actually buy an island in Caribbean. So I also can say that the purpose of my life is to buy an island in Caribbean, and then I can work for it. So who knows whether I will get or not? But I have to work a lot for it, correct? So that's called prayas. Therefore, yesterday I was with a small boy. He's like 7, 8 years old. He told me that I will become CEO of Google. So he told me that I will become CEO of Google. I earn a lot of money, and then I will give you every day $1 million donation for your hospital. I told him that to give that $1 million donation, you have to die. Better don't get into such ideas. This is typically called prayas. Understand? It looks very noble, no? Okay, the guy who wants to become Google CEO and then he wants to give $1 million to me every day for the hospital. Looks very, very noble, but actually it is prayas. Actually it is prayas because we don't know whether he has that capacity or not. Maybe he has capacity, maybe he doesn't have capacity. But to have that kind of materially very difficult goals to achieve. This is called prayers. Even though it looks very Krishna conscious, but actually it constitutes prayers. It's not good to think like that.
Whatever we do beyond our basic needs is prayers.
No, it's not like that. That's why I'm going to define what is prayas. Okay. Bhagavatam defines what is prayasa in 2 verses, and both these verses are very beautiful verses. So it gives a positive definition of prayasa and negative definition of prayasa. I mean, what is not prayasa? It gives a positive definition and negative definition. So, first positive definition is given. God is given that Atapumbi Dvijashreshta Varnashrama Vibhagashaha Swanishtitasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Whatever you are doing to maintain your body, so there are actually 2 types of activities which we do in life. Only 2 types of activities which we do in life. What are the 2 types of activities? Activities in the platform of the spirit soul and activities in the platform of body. Okay. Activities in the platform of spirit soul are naturally devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishwasmaranam, Archanam, Mandanam, Padasevanam, Sakyam, Dasyam, Atmanivedanam. The 9 types of devotional service are activities in the platform of soul. You don't have to make it into devotional service. You don't have to make them Krishna conscious. Simply you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Now you have done devotional service. You don't have to do anything to make it Krishna conscious. Right? So activities of the soul are naturally Krishna conscious. But there are activities of body, they are not naturally Krishna conscious. Like eating is not naturally Krishna conscious. Somebody is eating chicken biryani. Somebody is eating something else. So many people are eating so many things. They are simply eating to maintain the body. Somebody may say, no, I am not a chicken biryani eater, man, I am vegetarian. Okay. So then also it is not very good because you are making bhendi sabji, right? You are making bhendi sabji. But within one bhendi, how many seeds are there? So many seeds are there. Each seed has a natural right to become a plant and can produce many bhendi. You are not interfering into the bhendi life. Don't laugh, it's true.
Yeah.
You are now interfering into bhendi life. And then you are cutting the bhendi. And then you are putting it into kadai and then frying it. And then you are eating. Nice bhendi seeds. So you destroyed how many bhendi plants? In one cup of sabji, hundreds of bhendi plants you destroy. So being vegetarian is not something great. Vegetarian also destroying life, and the chicken biryani is also destroying life. Both of them are destroying life. So eating process, whether it is vegetarian or non-vegetarian is sinful. Eating process is sinful. By nature, eating process is sinful. So now you have to purify it. How to purify it? There are 2 levels of purifying it. One level of purifying it is to simply eat what is coming from yajna. Right? So yajna shishtasina santo muchanti sabhatul vishay munjate te togam papam ye pachanti atma karana. So you just offer everything in the yajna. You just offer bindi, tindi, whatever you have in the yajna, and then you take it as yajna prasad. Okay, this is one way of purifying it. The other way of purifying it is to offer it to Krishna with love. Patram Pusham Palam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Upakritam Ashnami Prayatadmana. So that is bhakti, right? So you have to convert the eating process to bhakti. Eating process naturally is not bhakti. The very nature of maintaining this body is cruel and sinful. You have to understand this. In Bhagavatam, it is said, what is that? Agastani Sahasthanam, Apadani Chatuspadam, Falguni Tatra Mahatam, Jiva Jivasya Jivanam. If you want to maintain this body, you have to destroy another body. Very nature of body is like this. Therefore, you cannot find common good in bodily platform. Because you have to destroy one body. If you have to live, you have to destroy bending. Right? Either you destroy chicken or you destroy bending. Something you have to destroy. If you want to live, you have to destroy something. Right? So therefore, the activities in bodily platform are naturally sinful. That is why body is naturally source of pain. Body is naturally source of pain. Like if you pinch your body, what will happen? You are only pinching, no? Your body also knows that I am the owner of the body, I am only pinching. Why it's pain? You are not. Body by nature is painful. Any transformation to the body is painful. If you laugh too much, what will happen? If you laugh too much, what will happen?
Breathing. Cheeks will pain.
Chest will pain and stomach will start paining. So if you are happy and you are laughing too much, why stomach should pain? Have you actually ever thought about it? Now, have you ever thought about this? You are happy, you are very happy, right? And you are laughing nicely. You are laughing your heart out. You are laughing nicely, right? Then body should actually produce happiness, no? But what body is producing in response to that? Pain, because by nature of body is to produce. This we should understand this. Nature of body is to produce pain. Whatever you do with this body, there will be some pain. So therefore, bodily activities are naturally sinful. Bodily activities are naturally sinful. So these activities should be done in such a way that they are done to please Krishna. Atha Pumta Dujas Krishna Varnashrama Bhagashaha Swanishtikasya Dharmasya Samsiddhe Haritoshanam. So how do you know that you are actually pleasing Krishna or not? Now, second question. Don't tell that Prabhuji, you are supposed to give class, don't ask class and question. So we said that in order to know whether we are doing prayasa or not, we should see that whether activities we are doing, whether it is pleasing Krishna or not. Now this guy wants to become Google CEO and give me $1 million to the hospital, right? So you can say this is pleasing Krishna. So this is nice activity. People also said, oh, very nice. When I said this, many people said, oh, very nice. So Bhagavatam introduces one more rider class. What is the rider class? That is a negative rider class. What is that? It says, Dharma sunishtita pumsam visvakshena kathasuyaha na utpadayati ratim shrama evati kevalam. You may say that I am actually doing this activity to please Krishna, but how do you know the activity is actually pleasing Krishna or not? By doing that activity, you should actually get more and more enthusiastic to do devotional service. You should have more and more attachment to chanting the holy name. Whatever activity you are doing, you are going to school, you are studying, and that activity should actually increase your attachment to chanting the holy name. If it is not doing that, that means you may have a great goal that I will become a scientist and then I will give $1 million, $2 million, no use. Because the activity itself is not attaching you to Krishna. Your goal may still be very noble, but the activity itself naturally should actually give you interest in Krishna consciousness. If the activity is not giving you interest in Krishna consciousness, then it is prayasa. Now we know what is prayasa. What is that? Is clear? You know what is prayasa now. What is the first test? The first test is that the activity should be done to please Krishna. What is the second test? In the process of doing that activity, you should actually get more and more taste for chanting the holy name. If you are not getting it, that means whatever activity you are doing is yes. Is clear how it works?
Even we ask, okay. I just we ask questions in between.
Okay, ask.
Better.
When we are offering our activities, the results of the activities to Krishna,
Yeah.
like he was trying to offer.
Yeah.
Still, it is a prize because it's not attaching us to Krishna.
Yeah, in the process, if he may have intention, like one person, yeah, this is real story. One devotee, he told that you guys are having nice job, you guys are all very qualified, so you are able to do so much in Krishna consciousness. I'll qualify myself and then come and serve Krishna. So he went and joined MBA in Dubai only. Okay. And then he went to do MBA. For what? For what? Qualify because he was having a simple job. Okay. He was not having some very high-fi job. He was having a simple sales job. And he was earning reasonable amount of money. He was keeping his family and things like that. Then he saw us and then he said, oh, you're all learning nicely. You're all doing so much for Krishna consciousness. You're all giving so much nice donation. So I will also qualify myself nicely. I will go for a big job. I learn a lot of money and then I will also give so much donation to Krishna, right? Now his intention is clean, right? Now he went to do the MBO and after that we didn't see him. Never came back because he got sucked into the whole thing. He started going for classes because he was having his job and his part-time MBA, morning job, evening class, and then going and then getting involved and then get into some club, then this, that meeting, this breakfast meeting, that lunch meeting, this, then change the job, try to get better job than this job, then better job than that job. In the process, that fellow actually forgot that why he is. So this is what will happen. This is what will happen. Yes.
Prabhu, the slope that we said, Yatna,
Yeah.
before that, there was a context which was explained.
Yes.
Can you please explain the slope again? The first bit lost with that.
So the activities to maintain this body are naturally sinful. You understood that?
Yeah.
You have to destroy something to maintain this body. Is the concept clear? So that means activity to maintain this body are naturally sinful. So how to purify those activities? The first level of purification of activities is yajna. Because you are offering the things in yajna, means you are offering the things in sacrifice, either to demigods or to Krishna, whoever it is. So then you are actually giving opportunity for that souls whom you are going to destroy to get a better destination. Right? When you offer the bendi in yajna, that means even though you may be eating that bendi, but because it is going to be offered in yajna, it becomes the means for piety. So therefore, all the souls which are sitting in the bendi seats, they actually get pious credit. So they are actually going to get better destination than being in the bendi seat. Okay, so therefore the yajna process actually gives them some benefit. Even though they are destroyed, it gives them some benefit. Like Prabhupada explains that in previous yuga, they will do Aswamedha yajna. They will cut the horse and put it in the fire. And then they will chant mantras. Then the horse will get a better body, or it will come back with the same body from the fire. So the horse is not destroyed. Either he is getting a better destination, that soul is either getting a better destination or he is getting a similar destination but with a better situation. Right? So therefore, it is purifying process. Yajna is purifying process. But if you actually offer it to Krishna with bhakti, then that becomes the means for devotional advancement of that soul also who is getting offered to Krishna through the medium of bhakti. That is much better than just doing in the yajna. So that's why yajna is duty, bhakti is love. So that's the difference between those two shlokas. In the first shloka, there's only duty is there. It's your duty to take everything in yajna. If you don't take everything in yajna, you just eat sin. But in the second shloka, love is there. Priyatatmanaha. So there's some priya, there's some love there. So some relationship is there. So offering to Krishna is better than offering simply in the process of yajna. Yeah.
But yajna kind of offering to Krishna.
Yeah, correct. That's why I said there could be two types of yajnas. Like in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says in the beginning, the process of yajna is to please the demigods. Right? In the beginning of creation, the Prajapati, he created the process of yajna and he handed over to the demigods and the human beings. And then he said, by the process of yajna, you actually satisfy both yourselves, and then the process of yajna will give whatever you want. It is called as ishtakamaduku. Right? So, therefore, the process of yajna could be to satisfy the demigods, then it will become pious activity. When it is done to satisfy Krishna, it becomes devotional service.
So regarding the prayasa part which you are defining, the writer part of it.
Yeah.
So in that way, if we see the modern lifestyle, the work and everything, so many other activities which are doing, practically none of them increases our attachment for Krishna. In fact, it decreases our energy and takes us away in one sense.
So it's
Only the rest of the part. So that way it is practically.
You should do it in such a way, like for example, okay, I mean, I don't want to kill the whole thing, but you should do it in such a way that, for example, if you have time in the process of doing your work, okay, then if you are using that time in Krishna consciousness, then the work is not so bad, okay, or your work itself becomes the means of appreciation of Krishna. Like,
how would that be?
Like, for example, you're a doctor, okay, and you have the privilege of seeing what is inside the body, right? You're a radiologist. Okay? You have privilege of seeing what is inside the body, and what is inside the body is fantastic, right? His body is such a machine. Ishara sarabhutanam hridesha arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarabhutani yantra rodhani. What is such a machine that is so intricately fabricated? And the intricate fabrication of the details of that machine and how it can go right, how it can go wrong, everything is known to you. So that can actually become a means of appreciation for Krishna. So it is possible. That's what 10th chapter does basically. 10th chapter Bhagavad Gita basically gives you ways and means to handle the material world, because spiritual world is so nice. You should do bhakti. This is all concluded. Krishna said in the 9th chapter end. Okay. So it's concluded, you should do bhakti. It's concluded. But you're still in the spiritual world. So you have to deal with the spiritual world. And the spiritual world, you're in the material world, you have to deal with the material world still, right? So in the material world, you see something, it looks so beautiful. You see something, it looks so nice. You see something is so attractive. You see something is so powerful. Or you see something is so intricate. So now, these things by nature have their own attraction. Right? So then 10th chapter gives you the means to connect this attraction to Krishna. Krishna says, Yatta vibhuti matsatvam srimad urjidam evava tatta eva vagachatvam mamatejo amsasam. So then you can appreciate it, right? But also you can connect it to Krishna. And then you can actually see what can be destroyed is so beautiful. Then what cannot be destroyed, how beautiful it is. Right? I went to Canada, I saw Niagara Falls. That's so beautiful. So much of water falling, fresh water falling, and so majestic and so nice and so beautiful and so, like, one sense overwhelming. Yeah. But then you can also see that if one Niagara Falls in the material world, in the earthly planet, can be so beautiful, what all falls and gardens Kaldama saw with Devahuti, how beautiful they would have been. And then if those things are so beautiful, then what to speak of Golak Vrindavana? How beautiful that would be. Okay. So then you're actually able to appreciate what you see, but you're also able to context it with Krishna. You don't get too much carried away by what you see, but you also see the reality. What is that? One river is running, which is made by Krishna, the Niagara River. And then this end of the river is Canada, that end of the river is America. You cannot go from this end of the river to that end of the river. Who made it? Man. So you can see the envy of man also. So you can see the nature of material world. You can appreciate the beauty of the spiritual world. You can actually see everything in connection with Krishna. And you can see the futility of material world. Everything you can see at the same time. So 10th chapter gives us that ability to do it. That's why 10th chapter is very important. So then if we can actually see everything like that, then whatever we do naturally increases the appreciation for Krishna, but at the same time it also causes detachment from what we are engaging in. So at one point the detachment will be strong enough where we will actually start accepting Krishna as the maintainer. Till we don't accept Krishna as maintainer, we have to maintain ourselves. When we accept Krishna as the maintainer, then we don't have to worry about our maintenance. That's how it works. So, anyway, so Atyahara, Prayasa. Prajalpa we spoke that we should be very careful about Prajalpa because it's such a big industry, $1 billion industry, attracting our attention through social media. Entire social media is Prajalpa. People go into social media thinking that they will preach, but then what happens? They get sucked into social media and they read so many different posts, and then time goes in reading those posts, and after reading those posts, they become so disturbed. They say, "Oh, this is happening in this world. That is happening in this world." There's a very nice purport in the sixth canto, where Prabhupada actually explains the mood of a devotee. He says that the devotee is aloof from the hurricane of this material world. You know hurricane? When a hurricane blows, what happens? Everything is disturbed. Everything is flying here, there. Everything is flying. Everything is disturbed. The material world is like a hurricane blowing permanently. It's like a permanent hurricane. Somebody is dying, somebody is born, somebody is suffering, somebody is happening something, somebody is getting killed, some bomb is throwing that, this, so many things are happening. This is the very nature of this material world. But a devotee remains aloof from the hurricane of the material world, and he is focused on his Krishna consciousness. But in the social media, you get drawn into the hurricane of the material world. Somebody is saying, "Oh, Hindus are being prosecuted." Somebody is saying, "Oh, Muslims are being prosecuted." Whatever it is, some people say that. Somebody says, "Oh, Indians are suffering." Then suddenly you become so disturbed. Mera Bharat Mahan, I am Jai Jai India, whatever. But you are not this body, man. You are not this body. You forget. Forget. Nowadays people are forgetting. Even within ISKCON, there's so much of nationalistic fervor. Okay, one should be thankful to whatever place one is born. But if one identifies himself with the place of birth, according to Bhagavatam, he is no better than a cow or an ass. This is what Bhagavatam statement. So therefore, we should not. So that's what social media does. There's so many emotional posts to that post, this post. One should be very careful. One should actually speak Krishna Katha. One should not get involved in so much of Prajalpa. The Niyamagraha. One should not accept rules and regulations just for their own sake. Prabhupada says that in the Kali Yuga, people have short lives due to three things. You know what are they? Unregulated lifestyle, self-created duties, and serving miserly masters. These are the three reasons why people have short life. First is that they don't eat on time, don't sleep on time. Whenever they want, they eat. Whenever they want, they sleep. Everything is, very, very disturbed. This is number one. Number two is self-created duty. What is one's duty is defined in the scripture. One should accept duties according to scripture. One should not accept duties according to one's mind. But in Kali Yuga, everybody is accepting duty according to their mind. Nobody is accepting duty according to scripture. It is said in Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, "Karma Brahmodbhavam Viddhi." Karma Brahmodbhavam Viddhi. Prescribed duty are coming from the Vedas. So we should accept prescribed duty from the Vedas. We should not accept prescribed duty according to our mind. But we are doing that. We are accepting prescribed duty according to our mind. We are thinking that everybody should study very nicely, everybody should go for job, everybody should earn money. But according to Vedas, men are supposed to earn money, women are supposed to take care of the house. So if you go and tell somebody like that now, what they will do? They will throw stones at you. And it's not that outside people will throw stones at you. People sitting in this room itself will throw stones at you. They say, "Hey, what is this? You are having woman phobia, you are woman hater, you are this, you are that." So many things people will say. But the point is that we are neither men hater nor woman hater. We are not this body. We are not this body. But we have this body. So how to utilize this body? That's why scripture is there. Simply utilize this body according to scripture, then you can peacefully do Krishna consciousness. Now, you let the woman go to work, then she has to take care of the house, she will work, she will, like, for example, I'm just saying, for example, and it's a very practical problem. Like, according to Bhagavatam, it says when the man comes back from work, the woman should speak sweet words to him. Okay? This is one of the duties of wife. Now, the man is coming back from work. First of all, woman is not there home because she has gone for work. Okay? Now, after that, she will come back from work. Now, who will speak sweet words to whom? Now, you tell me, that man will tell that I am going out, I am learning so many people, I am seeing so many people, I am coming home, you should speak sweet words to me. It's taken Bhagavatam. The woman will say, what sweet words I will speak? I am also going out, I am also evening seeing 10,000 people. Then you will come back and sit at home, you will not do anything. I have to make roti also, I will speak sweet words, I hit you. It's happening. It is happening. Then she is expected to chant 16 rounds, she will follow 4 regulative principle, she will come and do Yatra service, and then she will do Guru Maharaj service, she will do this, she will do that. What do you expect from a woman? So, in general, that's what Prabhupada says, that you should decide what should be done, what should not be done. Like what is like, that's why Bhagavad Gita is very useful. Like, what is the only difference between divine and demoniac nature? There's only one difference between divine and demoniac nature.
They follow Shastra, they don't follow.
Yes, that's it. There's only one difference between divine nature and demoniac nature. Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Karya Vyastitau. What Pramanam? Shastram Pramanam. The fellow who does that is divine, the fellow who doesn't do it is demoniac. Now Krishna is saying it, go and fight with Krishna. Now, is Krishna woman hater? Now, Krishna is not woman hater. Krishna is saying that, Striya Vaishyas Tada Sutrastepiyanti Param Gatim. He is not woman hater. Krishna doesn't hate men, Krishna doesn't hate women. He says, Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu, Ameteshu Astina, Priyaha. Yebhajanti Tumam Bhaktya, Maiteshu Teshu, Chapya. Very simple. So, self-created duties are the source of short life. It is self-created duties. Then you serve miserly masters. In Kali Yuga, everybody is miserly master. Husband is not satisfied with wife, wife is not satisfied with husband, parents are not satisfied with children, children are not satisfied with parents, boss is not satisfied with subordinate, subordinate is not satisfied with boss, friends are not satisfied with friends, enemies are not satisfied with enemies. Nobody is satisfied with anybody. Government is not satisfied. Citizens are not satisfied with government. In Kali Yuga, everybody is miserly master. Before they say, Kripana Durajana, Chapala Sukha Laba Lagre. So therefore, this is Yamagraha. That you want to do whatever you want to do. You don't think that our scripture, okay, throw it one side. Scripture is all useless. I will live like in ISKCON they have a philosophy. New ISKCON has a philosophy. You know what is that philosophy? I'll tell you. What is that? Life is for living, philosophy is for preaching. What is New ISKCON philosophy? Life is for living, philosophy is for preaching. This is called Niyamagraha. This is called Niyamagraha. You think that there is no connection between life and philosophy. No, you have to put it reverse. What is that? Life is for preaching, philosophy is for living. You see, life is for preaching and philosophy is for living. So you should live philosophy and preach throughout your life. That's what you are meant to do. If you don't do it, then it becomes Niyamagraha. Then it becomes Niyamagraha. So we should actually be very clear in general. These kind of things can be very disturbing. We hear these kind of things, it's like very hair splitting, Either you think about it and split your hair, or you think that this one doesn't know anything. He's like a stupid guy. He's coming from Mayapur. He has no knowledge. Just leave him. Erase him from life and be happy for it. Either you think like this or you think like that. But we should actually understand that we came to Krishna consciousness to go back to Godhead. And going back to Godhead means what? If you want paneer sabji, you should go and ask one tree. Paneer sabji. And then tree will give you paneer sabji. Right? No, this is what going back home, back to God, it means. I'm not joking. Kalpavriksha is there. You go and ask Kalpavriksha, give me a paneer sabji, to give you paneer sabji. Now in this material world, if you want to make paneer sabji, what you have to do? You have to grow up. You should, if it is a woman, you should get married to a man who earns enough money to buy paneer. If you are a man, you should get a job which actually allows you to buy paneer. And then you earn enough money to buy paneer. And then most important, marry a woman who knows how to make proper paneer. So much of risk is involved in one paneer sabji. Kalpavriksha says, it's better. And it's our right. That is our right. Because that's my father's place. That's my father's place. It's our right. We should be there. They are simply wasting time here. When we get disturbed with this kind of things, we should remember this. That if you want paneer sabji, all I need to do is simply go and ask a tree, tree, give me paneer sabji. When you remember that, then you will understand you are wasting time. So, Niyamagara. Then Janasangha. Janasangha means people who actually confuse us about our goal of life. People who actually confuse us about our goal of life. These people are called Janasangha. Career counselors, all these different type of people. They simply confuse us about what is our goal of life. Somebody says, making money is goal of life. Somebody says investment is goal of life. Somebody says, like one guy came to me when I was working in Dubai. I told him that, see, next year I'm going to retire. He told me, what about retiring with pots full of money? He asked me this question, what about retiring with pots full of money? I told him, if you know that formula, that you can retire with pots full of money, why don't you retire, man? Why are you coming and asking me? You retire with pots full of money and just get lost. Why are you coming and disturbing me? So, there are people who want to confuse us about what is the goal of life and how to achieve it. And when we come under the influence, that is called Janasangha. They talk very nicely about so many plans, that how to do this, how to do that, what to do with children, what to do with parents, what to do with this, what to do with that. No, there's only one plan. With everybody, we should go to Goloka. That's the only plan, right? So we should be clear about this plan, and everything should be done according to that plan, right? So people who confuse us from this plan, they are called Janasangha. They are called Janasangha. So they consider Krishna consciousness is the most important thing in their life. Some of them. What they consider? Krishna consciousness is the most important thing in their life. Is it correct?
No.
Is it correct?
No.
Why?
They think the other way. They don't see.
Materialistic people think the other way.
No. Is this statement correct? Krishna consciousness is the most important thing in your life. Is this statement correct?
Statement is correct.
That statement is correct, huh? How many of you agree that the statement is correct? Is wrong. A statement completely wrong. You see, she's a very intelligent lady. What is her name? Huh? Ashwini. Yeah. Ashwini Kumara gave her intelligence. So Krishna consciousness is the only thing in our life. It is not the most important thing in our life. Krishna consciousness is not the most important thing in our life. That's the only thing in our life. There is no other thing other than Krishna consciousness. When we say it is most important, we are saying that we are having other things which are maybe less important, but they are independent of Krishna consciousness. And if you see something independent of Krishna, that is called Maya. Ritetam ya pratiyeta, na pratiyeta chatmani, tad vidyat atmano maya, yata bhasa yata maha. Krishna says very clearly in the second sloka of Chatusloki that if you see things without connection to me, these things have no value. That is called Maya. So when we have things which are not connected to Krishna in our life, which may be less important, some aspect of our life is in Maya. So therefore, we should be clear that we have only one thing in our life. What is that? Krishna consciousness. We should be very clear about this. There is no question of balancing material life and spiritual life and all. This is all for people who want Krishna and Maya together. All this balancing business is for everybody who wants Krishna and Maya together. For us, we don't balance. We simply put everything into Krishna consciousness. And what is our balance? I already explained what is our balance. Our balance is the activities to maintain the body should be done in Krishna consciousness in such a way that those activities increase the taste for activities of the soul. That is our balance. That's our balance. It's clear? Okay. So those who preach against this, they are called Janasandha. Anybody who preaches against this is called Janasandha. That person is Janasandha. You should keep away from that person. So then one should be very greedy for Krishna consciousness. Okay, so when we understand this and try to avoid the 6 items, we become civilized human being. We became what? Civilized human being. Then the next shloka teaches us how to become acceptable to devotees. Why did we become civilized human beings? We simply became civilized human beings because we have to serve the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas will not take service from people who are not very civilized. And people who are not civilized, they will not have any attachment to serve the Vaishnavas. So our whole idea of becoming civilized is to actually do service to Vaishnavas. Because by serving Vaishnavas, great service is done. Because by such service, one can get what? One can get?
Ruchi to hear the Krishna.
Yes, one could get affinity to Krishna Katha. One could get affinity to Krishna Katha. So therefore, that is the most important thing. The affinity to hear Krishna Katha is the most important thing. And in order to get that, one should serve the Vaishnavas. So when you actually avoid the six urges and 6 faults, then you accept 6 positive things, which actually gives you the ability to serve the Vaishnavas, which is Utsaha, Nishchaya, Dharya, Tatat Karma Pravartana, Sangatyagat Sarvavrate, Sadhya Vibhaktir Prasiddhyati. So we should go there. Then read the translation. Okay, please read it.
There are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. 1. Beginning enthusiastic. Number 2. Endeavoring with confidence. Number 3. Being patient. Number 4. Acting according to the regulative principles such as Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.23. Hearing, chanting and remembering Krishna. Number 5. Abandoning the association of non-devotees. And 6. Following the footsteps of the previous Acharyas.
These principles assure success in pure devotional service. This is what is written there. These 6 principles assure success in pure devotional service. This is what is written there. Undoubtedly assure complete success in pure devotional service. You see, these are very important words. Undoubtedly assure complete success of pure devotional service. So these are all very important qualifying words which Prabhupada actually uses. So therefore, to become qualified to serve Vaishnavas, we should accept these 6 positive principles. That we should always be enthusiastic to serve Vaishnavas. And what Prabhupada gives, what is the definition of enthusiasm? Bhakti Shastri students, what is enthusiasm? What is enthusiasm? Latest Bhakti Shastri batch. Anybody is there?
Enthusiasm is to be ready to serve Krishna, connect in the service of Krishna.
Half mark. 1 mark question, half mark. You know?
Always be content to serve Krishna.
Breathing in, holy in.
Half mark.
Always educate, service,
Pure mental speculation. It's correct only, but it's mental speculation.
Being proactive about taking the service.
Half mark. You should know what Prabhupada said about enthusiasm. Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is enthusiasm. Even in the middle of the night, somebody will ask you, what is enthusiasm? You should simply blurt it out. Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is Enthusiasm. This beautiful and complete definition of enthusiasm. Prabhupada gives. Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is enthusiasm. Prabhupada is there somewhere. Not see. Somewhere it is there. Enthusiasm. The answer is one is always having Krishna Kritesta. Where it is. Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is called Utsaha or enthusiasm. One more question. I read during Bhakti Shastri. So it's very important definition. Because in this enthusiasm, what are components should be there in enthusiasm? Prabhupada is explaining. What is the first component of enthusiasm?
Action.
Endeavor. Action. Endeavor. Okay. Then what is the second component of enthusiasm? Intelligence. And what is the third component and most important component of the enthusiasm? Krishna consciousness. You see, all the three should be there. Not simply Krishna conscious, not simply endeavor, not simply intelligence. Combination of all the three should be there. Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna conscious is called enthusiasm. When you want to serve Vaishnavas, we should actually use intelligence and we should endeavor to serve Vaishnavas very nicely. And that should be with the view of pleasing the Krishna and the Vaishnavas. That's the Krishna conscious part. Krishna Anusilanam. That's what Prabhupada actually speaks at the beginning of the purport. He actually talks about pure devotional service. That's where Prabhupada starts actually. He starts with that definition of pure devotional service. So that's enthusiasm. So what is Nishchaya? Nishchaya? What is Nishchaya? Prabhupada said, what is Nishchaya? What did he say? Being enthusiastic, endeavoring with confidence. Endeavoring with confidence. Avasya Rakshini Krishna. One should have confidence that I am doing the right thing. By actually serving Krishna, I am doing the right thing. By having faith in Krishna, I am doing the right thing. What is the definition of faith? Anybody remembers what is the definition of faith? Anyone remembers what is the definition of faith? Okay, good. You see, that's why you require nice Bengali devotees. They can so fluently speak Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, what is that? What Mother said? That Shraddha means that having firm faith that by executing Krishna consciousness, all ancillary duties are automatically performed. That is called faith. That is called faith. One should have that kind of faith. And with that faith, one should be very patient. Prabhupada gives the example that when a woman gets married to a man, she is definitely expecting a child. But in the process, she has to first serve the husband and please him. And then wait for the right time to deliver the child. Child will not come in 1 second. So there is service, then there is conception, and then there is the pregnancy period, and then there is childbirth. So one should be very patient. So same way in Krishna consciousness also one should be very patient, and one should act according to the regulative principles. One should act according to regulative principles. Means that one should be naturally attracted to activities which are naturally Krishna conscious. One should be attracted to them. In the 15th chapter Bhagavad Gita, there is one verse, Natad bhashayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yadyatta nivartante tadhama paramam mama. In that verse, purport Prabhupada says one very important thing. What does he say? Prabhupada says one should be captivated by such information. Or Prabhupada says one should be captivated by the information of the spiritual world. Right now we are captivated by the information of the material world. We are studying so many things about the material world. What happened to the war? What happened to this? What happened to that? What is the news with this person, that person? What happened to my relative? Who ran away with whom? Who got married? Who died? Who is living? We are involved in so many things in the material world. We are captivated by the information of the material world, but we should be captivated by the information of the spiritual world. We should be captivated by the information of the spiritual world. Pujat Kokila Hamsa Sara Sagana Kirne Mayira Kule Nana Ratna Mula Nibatta Vitapa Sri Yukta Vrindavan. Very nicely is explained in Chara Goswami Ashtakam that how beautiful is Vrindavan. We should be captivated by the information of the spiritual world. We should be attracted to spiritual world. We should have natural attraction for spiritual world. So how to do that? That by actually acting according to regulative principles. And then one should abandon the association of non-devotees. So this is very important. One should abandon the association of non-devotees and materialistic people. And one should strictly follow the principles of the previous acharyas. By doing this, it means what? Again, let's come to this one important point. Okay, take some time and then we'll go. Like following the footsteps of previous acharyas means what? For us, practically, what it means.
Follow Srila Prabhupada's instructions.
For us, it means practically means having faith in what our Prabhupada says. We should actually accept that what Prabhupada says is correct. Okay. Sometimes we may be able to follow it or we may not be able to follow it. But we should not say that what Prabhupada is saying is impractical. Okay. Because Prabhupada said that his books will become law books, right? For the next 10,000 years. And that will happen because Prabhupada, whatever Prabhupada said is happening. Like in Bhagavatam, in the 5th canto, there are 8 qualities of Jivan Mukta, which is explained. And one of the quality of Jivan Mukta is the 2 qualities. It is he Satya Kama and Satya Sankalpa. Satya Kama means whatever he desires comes true. Satya Sankalpa means whatever he says happens. This is the nature of a Jivan Mukta. There is the qualities of Jivan Mukta. And Prabhupada is Jivan Mukta. And we can see whatever Prabhupada wants, even now it is happening. Like Prabhupada is not there, but it is happening. What Prabhupada wants is happening. TOP is happening. We are building TOP. We are doing so many different things. What Prabhupada wants is happening. And whatever Prabhupada said is coming true. He said that Krishna consciousness movement will spread all over the world. Many people will chant Hare Krishna, everything he said. So all this is coming true. So whatever Prabhupada says, it may look practical, impractical, it may look now correct, now incorrect, etc. But we should accept that it is correct. We should accept it is correct. We should not think that whatever Prabhupada says Krishna consciously it is correct. Whatever Prabhupada says socially it is outdated. We should not think like that. Sometimes there is a thought process like this. That whatever Prabhupada says Krishna consciously, that is absolute. Whatever Prabhupada socially says, this is outdated. People think like that. That's not the way to approach Acharya. The way to approach Acharya is to actually have faith in him. And you may say, okay, it is my shortcoming that I am not able to follow this. Even still, it is okay. You may say that it is my shortcoming that I am not able to follow this. I am not able to accept this or implement this in my life, nor am I able to implement it in my children's life. That's okay. But what Prabhupada is saying is correct. One should have that faith. So that is called following the footsteps of previous acharyas. Okay, now I will complicate it a little further. Okay, because whenever we say a concept, it is very easy to hear it. But the moment you have to apply the concept in day-to-day life, that's where complication comes. Right? So Prabhupada says that girls should be married at the age of 16 and men should be married from the age of 21 to 24. See? Immediately it becomes complicated, right? Immediately it becomes complicated. Immediately we become very confused. Now, how to have faith in this state? Right? So, this is the test of our faith. We may say that I will not do it for my kid. I may not have the ability to follow this. This is my shortcoming. But what Acharya is telling is, okay. In Kali Yuga, what is happening? I will tell you actually Kali Yuga, what's happening. Okay. In Kali Yuga, what is happening? The age for consensual sex is coming down, and the age for marriage is going up. Right? So a teenager can have consensual sex, but a teenager cannot marry. So we say this as, so we are not worried about consensual sex part. We are worried about marriage part. Right? You see how Kali Yuga has changed our mentality. So Kali Yuga has changed our mentality in such a way that we are able to accept what is sin, but we are not able to accept what is piety. So therefore, we should be very careful because Acharya comes with a plan from the spiritual world. So Acharya's plan is perfect. Acharya's plan is perfect. So accepting that Acharya's plan is perfect is the first step in having faith in the. One should not cherry pick from the teachings of Prabhupada. Right? So this is called having faith in the previous Acharyas. So when we do that, then now see we gave up all the bad qualities. Now we have accepted all the good qualities. Now what we should do? We should serve the Vaishnavas, right? Now there's nothing stopping us from serving the Vaishnavas. So the next 3 verses actually deal with serving Vaishnavas. Okay. So the first verse deals with how to serve with Vaishnavas. What are the techniques to serve with the Vaishnavas? Dadati pranati, mukhya makyati prachati, bhumte bhojete saiva, shadvitam pritilakshanam. So these are the 6 techniques which can be used to serve the Vaishnavas. Now the second verse actually helps us to discriminate how to apply these 6 techniques to which quality of Vaishnava. So therefore, in the second verse, Rupa Goswami explains the 3 types of Vaishnavas, the Kanishthadikari, the Madhyamadikari and the Uttamadikari. This is what he explains. He explains the 3 types of Vaishnavas. Okay. So then he explained the symptom of Kanishthadikari, he explained the symptom of Madhyamadikari, he explained the symptom of Uttamadikari. And the conclusion is that one should actually run behind the Uttamadikari to actually have the 6 types of loving exchanges. The Uttamadikari should be sought after to have the 6 types of loving exchanges because he is the perfect Vaishnava. And Madhyamadikari is a good candidate to have the 6 types of loving exchanges. Kanishthadikari does not so much realize the value of the 6 types of loving exchanges. So one way we can actually understand whether we are Kanishta, Madhyama or Uttama is actually to see how much we attach importance to the 6 types of loving exchanges. When we actually understand the 6 types of loving exchange is very, very important, and that is the life and soul of my devotional service. Because if you actually see that verse, Prabhupada actually writes, one of the sentences Prabhupada writes in that verse, Prabhupada actually says that the International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been established to facilitate the 6 types of loving exchanges between devotees. This is the purpose of the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. That is actually a platform where the devotees can come together and exchange the 6 types of loving exchanges, right? So that's what the International Society of Krishna Consciousness is meant to be. The very purpose of this movement is that. So much of importance is given by Prabhupada to the 6 types of loving exchanges. So when one understands this and one is eager to practice the 6 types of loving exchanges, devotee, that means a Madhyamadikari. If one doesn't understand the value of this and thinks that, okay, these devotees are such a headache, always they're creating some problem or other, I have my chanting, I have my Bhagavatam reading, I have my this, I have my that, whatever they say I will do, but I will not mix so much with devotees, always these people are creating problems. That means we are Kanishta. One way of understanding is this. So other way of understanding is that, to a Kanishta Adhikari is always interested in preaching and he is less interested in practice. He will preach, but he will not. Madhyama Adhikari is more interested in practice and less interested in preaching because his priority is practice. Why his priority is practice? Because he knows that if he practices properly, his preaching will be very effective. So in order to become a very effective preacher, he practices. Uttama Adhikari is perfect in preaching and practice. So this is another way of understanding Kanishta, Madhyama and Uttama. So how does a Kanishta Adhikari become Madhyama Adhikari?
By serving.
Yeah, okay, it's a good answer, by serving the Uttama Adhikari. But okay, can we have some more points that how can a Kanishta Adhikari become Madhyama Adhikari?
Following these
Very broad answer.
association of with the Nectar.
He already told that.
Reading scripture.
What is Kanishtadhikari's defect?
Believes in the deities in the temple, but doesn't believe in the devotees.
He doesn't believe in the devotee association. That's the only defect of Kanishtadhikari. Kanishtadhikari's defect is he has faith in Guru, he has faith in the deity, but he does not value the association of devotees. So when we actually tolerate and appreciate devotee association, then we can actually give up Kanishta mentality and then we can come to Madhyama mentality. Very, very practical. First, we have to tolerate because we think that I am great, all these fellows are useless. I don't know why our Guru Maharaj initiated all these guys. He should have just initiated me. All these guys are wasting the time of my Gurudev. I am the only fellow who is useful for him. But still, Gurudev is so merciful, he has initiated all of them. Now, what to do? So, this is how Kanishtadhikari thinks. So, first of all, a Kanishtadhikari should learn to tolerate devotee association. Tolerating means what? Stop finding fault with devotees. This is called tolerating devotees. Next time somebody picks up a phone, you should be very careful. Am I going to find fault with some devotee or not? If you're going to find fault with some devotee, that means you are having Kanishta mentality. Unless you are natural authority, like the Bhakti Vishal leader is a natural authority, or a person who is like Shiksha Guru is a natural authority, or the Diksha Guru is a natural authority. Father is natural authority for children. So when father has to find fault with children, children should not say, "My dear father, you are a Kanishtadhikari, you are finding fault." Nowadays, children are very capable of saying this because they hear Krishna conscious philosophy and they're very intelligent, and when they know when to hit back with the Krishna conscious philosophy. So they can say this kind of things. So natural authorities can find fault, okay, because that is their duty. If they don't find fault, it is a problem. So natural authorities can find fault. If you are not natural authority, we should not find fault with others. We should simply, what we should do? Tolerate. We should simply tolerate. And then what is the next step? What is the next step? I said 2 steps. Appreciate. So first is tolerate. Second is appreciate. Once you tolerate, then you start looking for good qualities in those people whom you are tolerating. Right? Now you are tolerating me. Right? Now you should start looking for some good qualities. He keeps talking anyway, what to do? We are sitting here, but maybe he also has some good quality. So first is tolerate, second is appreciate. So by tolerating and appreciating devotees, we can give up Kanishta mentality. So how does a Madhyamadhikari become Uttamadhikari? It's a little complicated. Madhyamadhikari becomes Uttamadhikari by actually the association of Uttamadhikari and learning the technique of Uttavairagya from. Because the only difference between Madhyamadhikari and Uttamadhikari is expert in Uttavairagya. Means Uttamadhikari can engage anything and everything in Krishna service. He can engage even the demoniac people in Krishna service. Madhyamadhikari doesn't have that capacity. He keeps away from demoniac people. He keeps away from things which he cannot utilize in Krishna service. So that is the quality of Madhyamadhikari. He discriminates, which is good. Prabhupada says that at least one should be in Madhyama platform. Means Kanishta platform means that we are in mode of goodness. Kanishtadhikari is a Brahmana Vaishnava. Those who are in mode of passion and mode of ignorance, they are below Kanishta level, according to Nectar of devotion. Like Dhruva, the 4 Kumaras, the Saunakadi Rishis, and Gajendra, they were all considered as pre-Kanishta when they started because they were all afflicted by modes. So they were actually considered as pre-Kanishtas when they started. But as they went through maturity, they became Madhyama Uttama. They became all Uttamadhikaris. But they were all considered as pre-Kanishta when they started because they were all afflicted by modes, especially Gajendra and Dhruva. They were afflicted by modes. Dhruva was in mode of passion, Gajendra was in mode of ignorance. So, those whose devotional service still has the influence of passion and ignorance, they are still not reaching the Kanishtadhikari level. So, we should not think that Kanishtadhikari is some useless guy. Sometimes, in ISKCON, we have this idea that Kanishtadhikaris are useless guys. Madhyamadhikari means that he is actually beyond the 3 modes. This is the level of Madhyamadhikari. Madhyamadhikari means beyond the three modes. Uttamadhikari, of course, he is having love of Godhead. So, this is the difference between Kanishta, Madhyama and Uttama. Therefore, one should be very careful to identify a Uttamadhikari properly. That is the next shloka. One should not make mistake in identifying a Uttamadhikari by simply looking at him from bodily platform. Because Uttamadhikari is the person with whom all the 6 loving exchanges should be practiced. So therefore, we should know how to properly identify the Uttamadhikari, and we should not just carried away by some simple things about the bodily nature. So therefore, the so-called defects of the body in the Uttamadhikari, they should be overlooked. Normally, defects of body is due to what? Normally, defects of body is due to what type of karma?
Manifested.
No, what type of manifested karma? Prabhupada says in Nectar of Devotion that having lot of litigation, having an incurable disease, having a not so pleasant bodily form, and having one more thing, Prabhupada says. The four are symptoms of prarabdha karma, which is sinful. Our case. So he says these are symptoms of prarabdha karma, which is sinful. So sometimes this type of symptoms can be seen in the body of the Uttamadhikari. So they are not symptoms of sinful reaction. They are not symptoms of sinful reaction. They are simply some exchange of love between Krishna and the Uttamadhikari. So therefore, one should be very careful not to see a Uttamadhikari in bodily platform. So with this, Rupa Goswami explains very nicely that what is required for us to serve the Vaishnavas and how to serve the Vaishnavas, who is the best candidate to receive service. Okay, so that brings us to end of 6 shlokas. Okay, so tomorrow we'll see the overview of the rest of the shlokas. Okay, okay, any question, comments, anything? Yeah, I don't say that. It's Bhagavatam says.
How is that like below Kanishta?
Because Kanishta Adhikari is at least mode of goodness. Means that he lives a life in mode of goodness. Like a life in mode of goodness, lifestyle in mode of goodness is explained in Bhagavad Gita from chapter 13 to chapter 18. Krishna says that the different things of lifestyle, what is in mode of goodness, what is in mode of passion, and what is in mode of ignorance. For example, sleeping up to 6 hours is mode of goodness. Sleeping more than 6 hours is mode of passion. Always sleeping is mode of ignorance. Someone is anytime ready to sleep, right? So that is mode of ignorance. So food which is sweet, food which is very energetic, which actually tastes very nicely, this is mode of goodness. Food which is very tikha, very spicy, which actually burns the tongue. So this kind of food is mode of passion. Food which is pungent, food which is stale, food which is very smelly, bad smell. So these are mode of ignorance. So like Krishna explains the entire lifestyle in mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. And also qualities of people in mode of goodness, qualities of people in mode of passion. People in mode of passion are very disturbed, they can get easily angry, and they're very self-centered. You see, Dhruva is always like that. Dhruva's in the beginning, when he was a small boy, he's like that. No, he's actually he becomes so angry. He said that, you know, I want my stepmother is telling I should die, but my stepmother should die. That's what he's thinking. No? He's thinking that this lady is telling that I should die, I should commit suicide, but she should die. Because she spoke like this to me, she has no right to live. She should die. So that's why when he goes to his mother actually tells Dhruva, don't be envious of people who are envious of you. And then she says, if you're like that, you will also reach the same destination as they have reached. That's what she tells. I mean, Dhruva's mother is like great lady. I mean, all mothers should actually read that section, the conversation between Dhruva and his mother. When Dhruva comes back angry to his mother, all father and mother, they should actually sit and read that section. That how Dhruva's mother handled Dhruva. It's a very, very instructive section. Anyway, it's in Bhagavad, fourth canto. Fourth canto. So, so there is, yeah, that's it. Yes.
I have one question regarding, like we said, that nobody works to get suffering. And similarly, whatever is destined our happiness, that will come. But at the same time, we also see through Bhagavad Gita or through Mahabharata that we have to endeavor even to maintain our life.
Correct.
So even to get our quota of happiness, we have to put in some effort.
No.
So how
we need not put in effort to get our quota of happiness. We should simply do some minimum endeavor to maintain this body. That's what Krishna says in 12th chapter. That who is dear to Krishna? Okay. So many qualities he gives. One of the qualities is that santushto yena kenachit, means that whatever comes on its own accord, he is happy with it. Then another quality he gives is sarvarambha parityagi, means that he has given up all endeavors which are meant for sense gratification. He simply, does endeavors which is meant for basic simple bodily maintenance. So he's not planning for sense gratification. He doesn't plan to acquire sense gratification. He does what comes to him on his own accord. Like for example, some people are intelligent by nature. They don't have to go and join like 100 tuition, then go 200 hours and then study day, night, morning, evening, and then they have to get into a doctor's seat. They're not like that. By nature, they're interested in the profession. They can just study like normally and they can do everything, and then they'll still score nice marks, and then they will get a doctor's seat, and then they will become doctor. And when they're doctor also, they are so expert in their profession that they don't have to exert themselves to do what they're doing. They just do it because it comes naturally to them. It's not like an effort for them. So that's what Krishna is meaning, that you do things which naturally comes to you. You don't the purpose of my life is to become an IITian, and if I don't become an IITian, if I don't pass NEET, I will commit suicide. One should not get into this kind of things. That's what they say. Or over endeavor, like some people we see, that so exam is there, so study whole day, whole night, put the Horlicks, put the this, that, and then mother also will sit with the child, and she will also not sleep, and she will also make the child study, and then she will become drowsy, and then life is like hellish. One should not do that kind of things. One should accept what comes on their own accord. Everybody has some talent, and the talent naturally comes to them. And one should accept what comes naturally as a talent, and then one should be satisfied. Okay, this is what Krishna has given me, I am satisfied. It is completely opposite to material world philosophy. Material world philosophy says one should be dissatisfied, one should be in mode of passion. Mode of passion means dissatisfaction. There was some famous advertisement when we were children, that Pepsi advertisement, Dil Mange, it used to be advertisement. That's what mode of passion, that you always never be satisfied, you always want more and more. But you also have capacity to accept. In Tamil, we have a saying that even though the river is full of water, dog can only lick and drink. Right? Dog cannot drink all the water just because the river is full of water. So dog has its capacity to drink. So it can only lick and drink. So what we can accept is only according to our karma. So one should be satisfied with that. Means that one is satisfied with what naturally comes on his own accord. By Krishna's effort, by Krishna's will, without putting much effort, just naturally what comes to one's life, one should do. That's what Prabhupada is saying. Simple living, high thinking. It's all it could be very disturbing philosophy because we are not trained to think like this. We are all trying to run the rat race. So we are beginning 10, we should keep running. So that's not. We should remember that if you want paneer sabji, what we should do?
Three paneer.
See, we should always remember this. If you want paneer sabji, what we should do? We should just go to 3 and ask, 3, give me paneer sabji. These are right. When we remember this, we will understand that we are wasting time here. So that's what Bhagavatam is saying. And naturally you can see that also. Naturally you see that also. Like, okay, let me put it this way. I was 18 years working in Dubai. Okay, and I was making enough money. But in these 18 years, I never had time to travel anywhere. Okay. Work, earn, work, earn, right? Now I'm not earning, I'm not technically working, but I'm traveling all over the world. And I'm traveling in nice situation. So many devotees are there to take care of me. Wherever I go, I get pani sabji. I tell people, don't make pani sabji. Right? So, technically, I am not working for 18 years, for 21 years in my life, I was working for happiness. Right? Now I am not working for happiness, but I am getting more happiness. So, if you accept it and then you work, then you will get what is your for. Yes, so
second word, we all need to have a plan, like we family and freedom plan. So that time, whether some have a plan to buy a home in that Vrindavan or maybe in Firewall. So my question is basically a practical question, like, are we eligible to buy a home or a piece of land in Vrindavan? I mean, not to earn money, but let's say for ourselves, I mean, are we eligible?
no, the point is when okay. See, the mood of having a home in Dham is that that home is not for that home is like Prabhupada says that in second chapter, in second canto, there's a very interesting purport. Prabhupada says one should not own property in Dham legally or illegally. You know the purport Prabhupada says. One should not own property in Dham legally or illegally. Means what? One should not you live in a place, then you are actually making arrangements to live for your sense gratification. Like, you have some nice arrangement for your sense gratification. You live in a place where, you like things which you like to have. And, of course, you also have Krishna because we are devotees. So we also have Krishna and things like that. But when we try to live in Dham, first of all, we should actually live with the mood that we are actually living in Krishna's place. We are not living in our place. And the second, that our lifestyle should not be a lifestyle which is in sense gratification. Our lifestyle should be a lifestyle which is in simplicity and austerity. If we live like that, we can live in Dham. Like one of the sannyasis, he told me that he actually told me. He said it was a very revealing conversation. He told that me and another devotee were there. We were actually sitting and talking with him, and then he said, "It's okay. You guys have somehow or other managed to stay in Mayapur for such a long time." Then he said that, but you should remember that you should always live simple. Just because you have lived here for a long time, don't try to increase your facilities. You should always live simple. And then he said, whoever built luxurious homes in Dham, you generally observe they will not be able to live in. He said that as an observation. He said that whoever likes to live in luxury in Dham, he says that generally you observe, it's not a pakka rule, but he said generally you observe, he said that they will not be able to live. Like some people have big property in Dham, they're not able to live in Dham. Like some people have nice, very luxurious house in Dham, and they're not able to live in Dham. So it's very important to have the right mood to live. But otherwise it's not wrong to aspire to live in Dham, because it's one of the aspects of devotional service. That Mother Avas is an aspect of devotional service. Therefore, there's nothing wrong. But you should also have the right mood. Be humble, try to do some service to the Dham, try to do some service to Vaishnavas. That's what we should.
No others mention him that even if some people are envious, you should not be envious to you. So how to have that mentality in love in metal world when we are dealing with so many people and they are you can see.
Yeah, actually, practically, the two sections in Bhagavatam is very, very instructive. Like the first section in Bhagavatam, which has the same concept, is the conversation between Parikshit and Dharma. Like Kali is there. Kali is the one who is beating the bull, and Kali is the one who is torturing the bull. We can actually see the whole scene is like playing out in front of Parikshit. But still, it is Parikshit's duty to ask Dharma that who is your perpetrator, who is the one who is causing trouble for you. So Dharma, the bull actually says, he asks the bull, who is causing trouble for you? Then the bull actually says, it's a very tough question. Different philosophers have different opinion about who is causing trouble for me. Then he gives those different opinions. And in all those opinions, he never says that Kali is causing trouble. He tells everything except that. He tells everything except that. And when Parikshit hears that, then immediately he says, you should be Dharma. You should be personified Dharma, because you only know the secret of Dharma. What is the secret of Dharma? The person who identifies the perpetrator will get the same punishment as the perpetrator. So that's what it says. Means what? When you actually think that this person is causing me trouble, right? Like there's A, there's B. Like A is thinking B is causing me trouble, right? And A identifies B as cause of trouble. So then A has to be born again so that he can give the trouble to B. And when he gives the trouble to B, he will actually get the same punishment now B got. Right? And then B will think that A is the cause of my trouble. And then B will be born to trouble A. It's a never-ending cycle of revenge. It is a never-ending cycle of revenge. So when you actually think that somebody else is the cause of your trouble, you are signing up for one more body. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Who would like to do that? I want one more body. I want to trouble my boss. So therefore, I want to have one more body. It's not worth, right? It doesn't make any sense. So when you actually understand this, then you're done with it. So the most important thing we need to understand is what is the cause of our trouble. I will stop with this. The most important thing you need to understand is what is the cause of your trouble. Why are you in trouble? It's all very nice, but it's very philosophical. Let's come to more practical approach. Okay. What is the cause of our trouble? There's only one cause of our trouble. What is the cause of our trouble?
They are in this material world.
You're more or less correct, but you're not accurate. Yeah, I mean, she's like more accurate than you. Okay. But the point is that I am a spirit soul. I should not have accepted material body. I am a spirit soul. I should not have accepted material body. Why? Because spirit soul is what? Sachidananda Vigraha. Material body is Asad, Achit, Nirananda, Nirvigraha. Is exactly opposite to the spirit soul. See, the material body is exactly opposite in quality to the spirit soul. The combination of material body and spirit soul is like putting oil and water together. Oil is opposite to water. Water is opposite to oil. They cannot mix with each other. But due to falsehood, we have mixed it. So, what is the cause of all the trouble? I am a spirit soul. I should not have accepted material body. So, who accepted material body? Who accepted material body? So, who is causing trouble? You see, it's such a simple thing. It's such a simple thing. I am a spirit soul. I should not have accepted material body. So, because I accepted material body, then I have wife, I have children, I have, Pangali, Palayali, whatever, I have a whole set of people. I have, because I accepted this material body. If I had not accepted material body, what I will be doing? Sham, oh hey, Sham. I'll be dancing with Krishna. Huh? Now I am better at accepted material body, it's like a pumpkin, then I have to eat pumpkin soup. So much of trouble. Why? Because I'm a spirit soul, I should not accept that material body. Then who is responsible for our troubles? Very simple. Right? Okay, we'll stop there. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Thank you very much.
Jai.
All the